Hi everyone. Back in the office. I'm done with the home office. I just wanted to make a quick video about something very important in trading and something that's come up recently. Some people in the Discord have texted me about strategies that they're using to trade. And I want to talk about the Z score of trading strategies. Now, I am taking this from earnforex.com. They have a very great, good explanation. I'm going to put this in the text afterwards. So, what is Z score in trading? In statistics, obviously, it measures the distance between the mean of some set of statistical results, in this case, wins and losses, and the given observation. So the reality versus the mean. Now, it doesn't, it fluctuates between -3 to +3, and the higher it is, the more the strategy is likely to have a string of wins followed by a string of losses. So, for example, in August, we had a string of wins, and now we have a string of a few losses. Sometimes Bitcoin has four, but then Ethereum has, two, then the win, and then another two. But that all goes to show that uh, you have to be careful how you invest your money when you're trading any strategy. So what they've given us here is firstly the outcomes of a completely random trading process. So it's not strategy, it's something completely random. Someone is just trading their money without any, thought about it. And they have a very low Z score. So a very low Z score means that um, basically, there is going to be a choppy situation with your wins and losses, and you cannot really expect a string of wins and then a loss. You can expect, win, loss, very unpredictable. When you have a higher Z score, which is the strategies that we have at Sofix, then you are expected, the strategy is expected to have a string of consecutive wins followed by one or two consecutive losses. So that's what I wanted to touch upon. So if I go into more detail here, let's say that you started trading here with $1,000. Let's just say 1K. All right. So you started here with 1,000, you lost one, you won one, you lost one, then you win again, you win again, and then you say, all right, now I'm gonna put it up to 2,000 because I'm winning. Okay, so then you win again, win again, win again, and now you wanna decide to put it up to 3K because you're just, you're in the money, you're winning. So next win, you're gonna win even bigger with more money, with more capital, right? No. When you have a string of wins, the smart thing to do is to increase the capital after a loss because that's how the strategy is expected to behave. When you have a string of wins, then you really towards the end of it after three, four, five wins, you should really actually lower the capital because it's expected from the Z score, as I explained, it's expected that a loss or a couple of losses will follow. So now what you did is won a bunch of money here, and then you increase the capital to 3K, and now you lost this one, so you lost more money than you won with 2,000 and 1,000. Then you win, and then you lose it again. And then you start the win streak again. And that's the point. Now, after a loss, you should increase it. So it shouldn't be like this, it should be the other way. So let's start, for example, with 1K, right? Okay, maybe you go to two. Okay, right. You keep it at two, you keep it at two. Now four losses in, you go back to one, you stay at one, you stay at one, you stay at one, and now when you lose here, you're still at one, right? And now the chances of you having a win or a streak of wins are increased because the Z score of the strategy predicts that there's going to be a string of wins and then a couple of losses. So now after this loss, you may say, okay, let's go to 1.5, right? So because we already lost once, the chances are statistically that we're not going to lose too much after that. We're expecting, a sort of a another string of wins. We lose this one, right? And then you decide, okay, let's go to two. So it's the opposite. So now you're going with two, and you win this one, two, win this one, two, win this one, and then two, lose this one, and then, increase again. So what I'm trying to say is basically many people are doing the opposite of what they should be doing with the strategy because the strategy is expected to have a string of wins and then a couple of losses. So increasing the capital after you've won all of this is not the strategic way to use your money. You should decrease your capital after a few trades so that and you by the statistical results that there is going to be a loss. So around, the third, fourth trade, just decrease by a couple of $100, and then when you lose, you're going to lose less than you won before. And when you lose, after a couple of losses, you can increase it. So don't decrease the capital after losses, increase the capital after losses, and decrease it after wins, right? I'm gonna put, they explain it very well in this article, how to calculate it and why it even matters. So, see, so if you have a Z score of three, I don't remember exactly hours, but it was close to three. So there's a 99.7 probability that streaks, are improbable, right? And then when you go to negative three, uh, there is a 99.7% that streaks are very probable. So when we have that Z score, we are basically guaranteed that there's going to be streaks of wins and then streaks of losses, right? But since we have the, bigger Z score, we can now expect, a string of wins, then a couple of losses, not a string of losses, and then another streak of wins, right? So to sum up, don't do the opposite strategically. You're supposed to decrease the capital after a few wins because you've already won some money, right? You don't have to be greedy. You can afford to lose now, but it's even better if you lower your capital and you lose less, right? And after you lose, then you can bring it back to what it was before, because then you're expected to have a win again or a streak like this one. And then towards the end of this streak, we don't know when it's going to end, but after, three, four trades, just lower it by a couple of $100, right? And then when you hit that loss, you're gonna lose less than what you won with the higher capital, right? And then afterwards, after a couple of losses, you can bring back to the original capital, right? And do the same and repeat. That's how you can manage your money much better, instead of doing the opposite and just going, harder and harder and harder and harder from one to two here to 2.5, and then you lose with 2.5, but you won these with one. So, right? That's not how you do it. It's the opposite. You start with more capital and then decrease over time with the wins. I'm gonna post this article here. That's it for now. We're doing some updates, and I'll hit you up these days with some very important updates. The market is pretty choppy at this stage, but that doesn't we spend a lot of time looking at all of the indicators, and I can say I'm not really worried that we're not going to bounce back. We're definitely going to bounce back. If we go back to this, it's expected for us after a win streak like August to have losses, right? It's the middle of September, even it's not the end of the month, even. So, hold your horses. Don't be afraid. This is trading. We have losses, we have wins. We're going to bounce back. Everybody is still up from August till now. So there's no reason to be afraid. Just manage your money well, and you're going to have a lot more profit. It's not only about, winning the same amount every time. If you're smart about it, and you control your capital, and then you have 6 wins in a row, what's the chance there's going to be a seventh one? I mean, there's a chance there's going to be a seventh win in a row, but it's very slim, right? So if it's very slim, lower the capital, wait for the loss, and then bring it back. So that's it. Going back to work. If you have any comments, questions, anything, just hit me up. And thank you for watching. Bye.